ragged flag that says don't tread on me, don't tread on me. This nation.
Hi, thanks for tuning to DeadShotSurvivalist channel. Today we're going to be discussing the 6.5 Creedmoor, the Ruger Precision Rifle. So basically we're going to do a quick review of it, just going over it real fast in case you are interested in looking to get one. I was looking around as well, so I figured I'd make my best points that I like out of it. So we'll go over it real fast. We're going to start from the back and work our way all the way to the front. So basically, two of my favorite things about this rifle so far is actually the butt itself and then the trigger. So we'll start here first. So the reason why this is my favorite part is just because of the fact that it's adjustable. So we'll go ahead and make sure, if I can find the hole, guys, make sure it's clear, visual inspection, good to go. So it's a foldable stock, and that doesn't seem like it would be one of your favorite parts, but for me, carrying wise, or if I put it in my safe, I don't have room in my safe barely anymore. It's getting full. And this, with the foldable stock, I can fit it in there perfectly without any issues. So that is a big key for me that I actually enjoy. As far as that goes, we'll go ahead and fold it real quick. So then you get half of the size out of it almost. And the other cool thing about this is it has the adjustable cheek rest. So you just pop this little flap right here, and then you can just go up and down with what you want for your cheek rest, so that way you can set perfectly and it feels comfortable. Same thing with this other flap. You flip this, and then this piece back here, your butt pad, that can move back and forth. I will say I didn't know this at first when I did the when I was playing with it. I didn't read the manual. I was just being the normal guy and going through it anyway. And you have to have both of these flaps opened up in order to move this back piece. And that's because there's a bolt here with some grooving on it, and both of them have to be open, so that way it allows access for it to be able to flow freely back and forth. So just a heads up for you, when you get one, don't be stupid like me and sit there for 10 minutes before you figure it out. Now you know. Further on to this, we'll go ahead for the safety. What I do like about that is it's that little one, so there's really not that much play. It's just a quick little flap. So that's good for me when I'm shooting. I can just give a slow little push. I don't have to worry about like kind of cramming my thumb in there. I don't have to do that. It's just a quick little access. So that's pretty cool as well. Moving on to my second favorite part, the trigger. The reason why I like this trigger is because stock, usually whenever I buy a long range rifle, I put a bunch of stuff into it. All right, and this one specifically, I didn't have to put a trigger into it, so that made me super happy. It is a super lightweight trigger. It's very crisp. It's a light pull. There's literally no play at all, I should say. And it's pretty awesome. For a long range rifle, for it to be that lightweight and everything, it's really awesome for me not to have to go out and buy another one. So that is awesome. As far as the bolt goes, super maneuverable. We'll go ahead and fold this out. Maintenance on it's super easy. You just pop your bolt, pull it out to the back. There's a button on this back side on my side over here. You just push that, you'll release your bolt, give it a quick clean, lube it up, whatever you want to do. Pop it back in, it's good to go. So that's that. The mag well is pretty awesome. You fit 308 mags. A lot of people don't know this, and I don't know why, because it's super obvious, but I've had actually a lot of questions about this. You run 6.5 Creedmoor, you can put those in 308 mags. So just a heads up for you, if you have an AR-10 or anything else like that with 308 mags laying around, 308 mags laying around, you can run them right inside your Ruger Precision Rifle. So, cool thing about that is, you take one, the 10 rounder fits perfect. I did play an experiment and put the 20 rounders in there. I will say I wouldn't get anything more than a 20 rounder though, just for the fact of you're going to run into issues with your positioning. Obviously, I'm sure you figured that out, but just giving you a heads up. As you will see here. And then you'll notice you got a lot more play, so the actual going up position is not going to be as easy. Moving on. So for the optic itself, I went with the Vortex Crossfire 2. It's a cheaper optic. It's about $400, $300 to $400. Cheaper in my aspect, anyways, because I don't like buying cheap scopes for long range rifles. But $300 to $400 range, I thought was pretty cheap in my eyes. I usually like a first focal plane, and I ended up going with a second. So I was worried about that at first, but I actually don't mind the second focal plane with this one because I'm only shooting 100 yards or more anyways. So second focal plane doesn't bother me, I guess, for this rifle specifically. And if you don't know what the difference between first focal plane and second focal plane is, I can dive into it super quick. Basically, with a second focal plane, the reason why people don't like it as much is because the way the reticle is, When you magnify on your scope, you'll notice that your reticle stays the same no matter what, and that's because of the positioning of where the reticle is inside the optic itself. So if you magnify all the way out to 24 and you sight your rifle in at 24 power, you'll notice that if you draw it down to 12 power, you're going to notice a difference in accuracy between the magnifications. Now that can cause problems. So I understand why people don't like that aspect of it. Me personally, I shoot 100 yards, so I keep it on max power, and I stay sighted in the whole entire time. It doesn't bother me. First focal plane, it's easier because you don't have to mess with it at all. You don't run into that issue because where the reticle sits in it. And you'll notice that if you have a first focal plane, because when you zoom in, you'll notice that your reticle itself will actually zoom in or zoom out while you're doing it as well. And that's how you pretty much get the gist of it. And it stays accurate no matter how you magnify it as well. So that's why first focal plane's awesome, second focal plane's not as awesome, but at the same time, if you say you set your stuff at max power and you need to go more than 100 or more, then you're set and you don't have to worry about it. Alright, so Vortex, lifetime warranty, shockproof, waterproof, fog-proof. Anything happens, you get another one. Half the reason why I would go for Vortex. Super awesome optic. And I was shooting 300 yards at 2-inch plates and hitting them, so I was pretty impressed. I had no issues with it. Accuracy is definitely not an issue with the 6.5 itself, but let alone with the Crossfire 2. So if you want to get the 6.5 and get a cheaper optic without going too crazy, I do recommend the Crossfire 2. If you're not going more than 600-700 yards, get this all day. Would I go 1,000 with it? Probably not. I'd want probably a first focal plane and get something a little bit better than that. But for $400, you really can't beat it. I did get a bipod for this. It is a cheaper one. This is the UTG. It does adjust up and down, and you can lock it into position, and you also do have the pivot. So I do like that, and for like 40-50 bucks, you really can't beat it. So I ended up going with that. I haven't had any issues yet so far. Like I said, I've probably only put about 60 rounds to it so far, but I've had no malfunctions, no failure to feeds. I've stayed accurate 100%. With no issues. I mean, at 100 yards when I sighted it in, it was bullet on bullet, and I was impressed. And I'm running the Hornady Whitetail, in case anybody was wondering. And this is just the 129 grain. Some basic stuff. You just buy it right off the shelf. I will be getting into reloads, but that's a whole other conversation for a different video. But that's basically the rundown quickly of the 6.5 Creedmoor. If you guys are interested in getting one and you want to have any questions that you want to ask me about it specifically, I can definitely answer that for you. As far as long range shooting goes, if you have any questions about that, I can answer a little bit, but I know some people who are a lot better in that category. So you can ask me some, and if I might not know it, I'll send you to another guy that I know that does long range for a living. So that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell next to it, because YouTube's weird and they made it so you have to hit that notification bell to get any notifications when a new video pops up for whatever reason. So that's that. You guys have a wonderful day.
Don't tread on me. I'm a rattlesnake with diamonds on my back. When other men retreat, that's just the time that I attack.